The Hunter x Hunter anime may finally return. With the current global anime market scenario, Togashi will challenge himself alongside his production team to show the world the power and impact that Hunter x Hunter still has even after a long hiatus. And with that, we are the ones who win. But looking at the current manga scenario, how can the anime come back this year? Want to know how? Then subscribe to the channel, leave your like, and activate the notification bell. Since the Hunter x Hunter anime ended its run in 2014, the question of when it will return has been one of the biggest mysteries in the anime world. The lack of concrete confirmations from studios, the manga's long history of hiatuses, and the fragile health of its creator, Yoshihiro Togashi, have turned this doubt into a sort of living legend among fans. Still, as time goes by and new information arises, the hope that Hunter x Hunter will return with a new season seems increasingly grounded in reality. The foundation for any anime's return is always the original material, and in the case of Hunter x Hunter, that means the manga. The series currently has 410 chapters published. The last animated version, produced by Studio Madhouse, adapted the first 339 chapters into 148 episodes. This leaves 71 chapters not yet adapted, which is enough for a short season, perhaps around 24 episodes, considering the average adaptation of 2 to 3 chapters per episode. Although this number is limited, it already represents a possible window for a well-planned return. But the key point is not just the number of chapters, but Togashi's willingness to continue the work. In 2024, the author revealed that he was finishing chapter 420 and that more than 50 future chapters were in advanced stages of development. Not only that, he stated that he is organizing the scripts and dialogues of these chapters before resuming the final art, which signals a new working method, more planned and less dependent on improvisation. This is vital not only for the manga, but for a possible anime adaptation. This new scenario is especially important when considering the complexity of the manga's current arc, centered on the succession to the throne of the Kaken Empire. With dozens of characters, political alliances, manipulations, and power struggles, this is one of the densest and most intricate arcs in Hunter x Hunter's history. At the same time, it offers enormous dramatic and visual potential for an animated adaptation, if done with the care and fidelity the work demands. Kurapika's return as the central protagonist also adds a very strong emotional and symbolic layer, since his arc has always been one of the most intense. The possibility of more than 50 new chapters in development changes the equation completely. If these chapters are released in the coming years, we could see the anime return with a robust number of new chapters to adapt. This would open the door not just for a short season, but possibly 2 consecutive seasons, or even a production divided into parts, as has been done with other successful recent franchises. The release model does not need to follow the traditional format. Instead, Hunter x Hunter could be relaunched through streaming platforms with episodes divided into closed arcs or OVAs, and the audience reception would be a sure trump card. The 2011 version of Hunter x Hunter remains one of the highest-rated anime on specialized sites, and its fan base continues to grow. The series is constantly rediscovered by new generations, especially on platforms like Netflix and Crunchyroll. Its fluid animation, striking soundtrack, and fidelity to the original material have made it a landmark. And this means any news about the return is widely spread and celebrated on social networks. Togashi himself has become a digital reference point. His enigmatic posts, usually containing numbers and codes, are interpreted by fans as clues and updates about the progress of the work. The engagement around this is huge, with entire communities dedicated to deciphering every new tweet from the author. This kind of spontaneous and organic movement is valuable for producers, who see in this behavior a clear indication of potential success in terms of audience and profit. Furthermore, the technological evolution of the anime industry allows for greater production flexibility. Outsourcing animations to specialized studios, using CGI in complex scenes, and dividing responsibilities with assistants can make it possible to produce a quality anime, even if Togashi is not directly involved in every detail. If he manages to complete the scripts and general direction, other professionals can take on part of the execution without compromising the essence of the work. Emotionally, Hunter x Hunter carries a weight that goes far beyond the ordinary. Its themes of growth, loss, moral dilemmas, and the search for identity resonate with the audience in a unique way. Gon's relationship with his father, Kurapika's quest for justice, Killua's loyalty, and Leorio's maturation form a set of human journeys that transcend the shounen genre. Therefore, the anime's return would not just be a commercial or entertainment event, but an emotional reunion for millions of people with a universe that marked their lives. Thinking of an exact date is still premature, but the current scenario points to real possibilities. The year 2025 is beginning to take shape as a year when the pieces can finally align. If Togashi maintains his work pace and manages to complete at least part of those 50 extra chapters, the foundation for a new anime will be more than established. It is now up to the studios, publishers, and platforms to recognize the value of this return and put the plans into motion. When the Hunter x Hunter anime returns, it will be more than a continuation. It will be a milestone, a sign that even amid extreme challenges, works that deeply touch their fans have the power to be reborn. The wait has been long, but every new page written, every hint shared by Togashi, and every theory created by fans are reminders that the story is still alive. And when the screen shows Gon and his friends again, with new challenges and old dilemmas, we will know that the wait was worth it. But one way to bring the anime itself closer to reality, which could make it more feasible, are the dreaded fillers, which can either hinder or help a series. They would be a viable path to increase the number of episodes in the season. When talking about anime, the word filler often comes with a suspicious look from fans. After all, no one wants to waste time on episodes that don't advance the main story. However, experience shows that well-constructed fillers can be a valuable way to enrich a series' universe, deepen characters, and keep the audience's interest, while the original material isn't ready to continue. Hunter x Hunter, with its history of manga hiatuses and passionate fanbase, could benefit enormously from a carefully planned filler arc that respects the chronology and expands the lore without compromising the main plot. Several successful animes have already gone through this process. A classic example is Naruto, which launched filler arcs multiple times to keep the anime on air during periods when the manga was on hiatus, or to prepare the ground for big future events. Arcs like the Chunin exam, with small parallel stories or more in-depth development of secondary characters, added interesting layers to the narrative without becoming boring. Another example is Bleach, which created fillers focusing on soul hunter missions that didn't interfere with the main story, but showed the daily life of the spiritual world, creating a richer atmosphere and characters with clearer motivations. Thus, creating a filler for Hunter x Hunter would not only be possible, but could become a gift for the fans. Yoshihiro Togashi's work is known for its narrative density, complex characters, and a universe full of mysteries that don't always get the attention they deserve due to the fast pace in some parts of the manga. A filler arc set in the past, for example, could explore little-shown moments, such as previous missions of Isaac Netero, the history of the Zoldyck family, or even preparations for the first expedition to the Dark Continent. This type of filler would have the advantage of not directly interfering with the official timeline, avoiding any conflicts with future manga events. On the contrary, it could close some loose ends that remain open, like the prolonged absence of characters such as Maha Zoldyck, Don Freaks, or even deepen the figure of Netero himself, showing how he became the legendary hunter everyone knows. Showing the first expedition to the Dark Continent, before the current events, would give an even more complete overview of the beasts and dangers surrounding that territory, something the manga has only begun to explore superficially. Moreover, this arc could present moments of tension and drama, with battles against the bizarre and frightening creatures inhabiting the Dark Continent, which, if well animated, would bring great visual and emotional impact. The Hunter x Hunter universe is very rich in unique designs and strategic battles, and a well-made filler would maintain this standard, besides allowing the audience to deeply understand the character's psychology in situations that weren't detailed in the manga or the original anime. It is important to highlight that, unlike the bad reputation fillers have, in Hunter x Hunter this type of content would hardly be considered boring. The work already shows an immense ability to engage the viewer, whether in friendships, ethical dilemmas, or character building. A filler focusing on Killua, for example, could show his secret training or difficult decisions facing the Zoldyck family, while a parallel arc with Gon could present his moments of self-discovery and preparation for what would come after the whale ship.